Are you bad at hunting ghosts? Do you have no friends to play with? Are you ready to try more difficult stages but find them too scary? Are you sick of me asking you all these questions and calling you out? Well, don't worry. In today's video, I will be showing you a live solo hunt on a professional farmhouse. This video should give you a better idea of what to look out for, how to play as a solo player, and most importantly, how to solve that ghost. All right, so we're here at the site, and it is a professional farmhouse. Again, I like to prove that I'm not tricking you guys. Zero timer means professional. I've not opened the door, and I've not even picked up the key. So, fresh start. I've not brought too much gear with me, but since this isn't to prove that you can do it with the starter gear or even no gear, it's just to help you guys learn how to do it solo. I brought some extra stuff, and I'll go ahead and go through this. I brought obviously my flurry of smudge sticks, which you need a lighter for. I brought some candles in case I think I'll need them if my sanity's dropping too fast. Obviously, I have a crucifix to help prevent ghost hunts, as I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to solve the ghost. I brought an extra book here with me. I find that having two books is kind of convenient because there are times where I get the ghost to it gets annoying. He doesn't like to write in my book right away, or I find that he might be in one of two different rooms, and this just kind of helps alleviate that I'm not entirely sure where the ghost is mentality. So it doubles my chances of getting the ghost to write in the book if it is one that can do that, and it lowers any misconceptions of if it is or is not able to write in the book. I also brought a strong flashlight with me because I like to see. And I brought a motion sensor just in case I got an objective with it. I do not, so I will probably not be using it. As a solo player, I normally don't need to use motion sensors that much on maps as small as Farmhouse and as small as just the regular old house. So, to get things started, obviously, I grabbed my flashlight. I generally like to use the EMF reader. Oh, and I brought a thermometer and the thermometer. These two are the things I like to normally use. However, I'm only going to be searching with the EMF reader this time. I want to bring the camera with me in case there's some good photo opportunities. Since we are in the farmhouse, there are two things to look out for off the top of my head that you can just get a picture of right off the bat if you find them. And that is going to be if it spawns, there's a butcher knife that can happen on top of a table, like a kitchen table, and the second being a voodoo doll, which you used to only be able to get a picture of one, or at least that was in my experience. Every time I tried to take a picture of both, it never worked, but lately it's been working for each individual one I find. So if you find two voodoo dolls, take a picture of both. It's going to be worth the money. I don't remember if I picked up the key or not. I started to walk back thinking I didn't. Let's go ahead and just check the door. I have this problem. I don't know. Does anyone else suffer from this where you like are in such a hurry to get to the ghost, you forget to just pick up the stupid key that lets you open the front door? I struggle from this maybe a bit too much. It's an actual problem. I think I even show that to you guys. Oh, well, since we're here, something else I like to go ahead and do is get the tripods up and going. And I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to show you like a really cool trick you can do. This may go in the grounds of maybe exploitation, maybe not. It's really up to you to decide if you want to use it. But I'll show you that it exists if you are the kind of person. If you don't like this kind of thing, then you just don't do it. So if you grab a tripod here, ooh, I cannot pick it back up. It's because there we go. And you bring it straight up to the door and press drop, it'll drop pointing through the doorway. And if I come back here, I'll go ahead and show you. It should be able to look through the door. It's something that you can do to check if the ghost is in the first room right off the bat. And there we go. See, it looks through the front door. So, you know, a pretty funny little thing you can do here. Obviously, I'm not seeing a ghost orb, which you can see. I have solved ghosts before just by messing around, goofing off. Generally do not suggest doing this just because it kind of breaks some of the fun. But at the same time, if you're like me and you like breaking games and and finding cool little things you can do, that is something that you can do. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring my camera, EMF, and a flashlight. I know, so fancy. And we're gonna look for the ghost. So when I am in the house too, let me go ahead and say there may be a lot of times where I am quiet, as the ghost can hear your mic at all times. There is some questions in the air as to whether or not it like fully hears you if you're in or out of VR and stuff, but for the general consensus of things, it has been determined that at all times it can hear you. But I have learned that holding the button does make it more responsive, so just keep that in mind. So if I go quiet, just know that's why. So the first thing I like to do is go ahead and turn on some lights and ask, show me a sign. After saying that, it's good to listen a little bit. I heard some sound over there, but I don't think that's a sound the ghost would have made. I'll ask it again. Show me a sign. If we can get it to interact with stuff, that would be ideal. Oh, and we found the bone. So this is the other thing you can find, is a bone. If you take a picture of it, pick it up, that is I think $15 total, between the 15 or 25, I forgot. It's been a hot minute since I've done the specifics. Never be scared to turn on the lights. It's very important to make sure you're always turning on the lights. It'll help with your sanity from dropping too fast, and what have you. Show us a sign. I casually ask it every so often to show me a sign to see if I can get it to do some noise. Always keep my EMF reader on. I made a mistake there because I'm trying. It's hard to focus telling you guys what I'm thinking and actually do what I'm thinking at the same time. So another reason why I'm upstairs first is generally I find the voodoo dolls up here easier, and it's easier to leave once you're further down. So when I'm at higher sanity, okay, right here we found a thing. I'll finish the thought in a second. So voodoo doll, get a picture, and let me just go ahead and prove that to you real quick. That's getting us some money. So we have a bone and an interaction. It marks as interaction. I hope one day they change that to say voodoo doll, but one thing at a time, I guess. So the reason I go upstairs first is because it's faster, or it takes longer to get up here. So when you have a higher amount of sanity, it is more valuable to take the route that is the longest path at first, at least in the farmhouse. In the asylum, this does not hold true. You actually want to try shorter routes, but that's for another time. Well, it's kind of situational with asylum, but we're not playing asylum. So show me a sign. Now, I've not found or heard any commotion from the ghost so far. So much so, since we're coming back down the stairs, since I think I checked everything upstairs, or at least anything I believe noteworthy, we're gonna look for activity on the activity feed. If the ghost has been doing stuff, ooh, that's so right now the EMF reader is useless because there is no activity in the house whatsoever. So the ghost has not done anything. So for just a moment, I'm gonna stay outside of the house and ask, or not ask, but wait to see if it like gets a bit more active. If it does, that's a possibility we are dealing with a shade, and this will help me identify the ghost a bit better. If it doesn't do anything here soon, it could just be a more passive ghost, as each ghost at the beginning of a hunt has like a activity level programmed into it, and it gets randomly rolled from a range of like super aggressive with activity to barely does anything, and based on that value it gets will determine how much it engages based on the behavior it's supposed to have. Right now we are having a very passive ghost, so this hunt may actually take me a little while to solve. Due to the lack of inactivity, I'm gonna swap it out for a thermometer. Not that this will do too much better, as the ghost still needs to do something for it to cool off. This may help me a lot easier than an EMF reader. Actually, this is I don't do this normally, but I'm gonna bring the spirit box instead. If I can get it to respond to me in the spirit box, I can first of all confirm a spirit box. Second of all, I can confirm if it's close or not, which is very valuable for finding the ghost. So, are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Oh, oh, we heard something. Oh, the ghost broke the breaker, I think. Yep. Okay, so the ghost did something finally. I'm gonna leave that in there because it's always important to just to like save time by leaving equipment in the building. That way I won't have to come back this far for the spirit box, and it's active in the building at all times now. Okay, so the ghost finally did something, which means I can bring the EMF reader and we'll probably get a good reading right now. There's not a whole lot of activity though, which means we're probably not dealing with an EMF 5, but I can't say that for sure just yet. Coming into here, let's just go ahead and I did memorize where the breaker was. I did not show you guys where the breaker was, my bad, but it is in this general direction. I have to come into here and it'll be on my left. Should be on my left, I believe. Yeah, into this room right here. And I am in the wrong place. I took a wrong turn somewhere. Oh, back here. Yeah? Yeah. It's in the back. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know this room existed actually, so that's interesting. Is that a heater? Oh shoot! Can I turn that off? I don't know if that actually functions as a heater, because that would disguise a if it does function, it would disguise the ghosts' freezing temps if they had any. Is this outside? Oh, ooh, whoops. I am not as familiar with this farmhouse actually. Normally I get the other models of the farmhouse, and if you don't know, there are like different models of the buildings except for I think asylum and high school. I think those two are still kind of like static just because of how big they are. They need you to be able to like memorize stuff a lot better, whereas these maps are so much smaller that it makes sense for there to be different versions. So he did interact with something, and I've not gotten a reading thus far. I'm gonna look one more time at the activity feed. If the activity is still engaged, then I will be looking for an EMF reading. I am not seeing it from back here. He is back to being docile. So something I said may have set him off. Also good to check your sanity. It looks like I have lost about 20% of my sanity. I don't think I've been standing in the dark for too long, but I'll have to keep a close eye on that to make sure it's not draining too fast. Something I could do is bring a candle with me, which could help with a lot of these issues, but we'll do one thing at a time. So the one place I did not check and I forgot to check was the attic. So I'm going to go to the attic next and see if we can get some readings in there. If this is a territorial ghost, I would have imagined he would have reacted when I came up here the first time. Now I have no idea what he interacted with that shut off all the lights and what have you. Also, we are still looking for voodoo dolls to take pictures of, because that's always something worth doing. I'm gonna go ahead and ask it one more time. Show me a sign. And obviously keep your lights on. You want to be able to see things. Okay, can't hear the ticking of the talk when you're up here. That's kind of creepy. As much as I play this game, no matter how much I play this game, it can still do things that just creep me out. I tell you, man, I don't know why the silence of that just like irks me. Are you here? Show me a sign. I'm listening. Are you here? Oh. Yeah, what reading we got on this? Okay. So I am pretty sure he's around here in the attic. Oh, was that freezing temps? Aw, shoot. Dude, I just turned that off, man. Bruh, why you gotta be like that? Okay, so he is in the attic. That is a bit oh, I am so dumb. I didn't take a picture of that when he interacted with it. Whoops, my bad. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off extra lights that we don't need on. Like we don't need lights on in this room over here, for instance. So if I see a room that has lights on that don't need it, I will turn them back off. So now that we know that he's in that room and we know that it's freezing temperatures, it's going to be between Wraith, Phantom, Banshee, Mare, Demon, or Yude. Right now, due to its passivity, I'm not going to assume Demon. But really the biggest thing that's making me question it is we're not getting any spikes in activity when it does things, which tells me it is probably not an EMF 5 ghost. And I have a little cheat sheet on the side. I always recommend that you get a cheat sheet of the ghosts, of the evidence of the ghosts. So instead of having to like scroll through and go, is this ghost this evidence and what have you, instead of doing that, just have a picture on the side that shows all the ghosts and the pieces of evidence you need. So because of freezing temps, I know that it's a Wraith, Phantom, Banshee, Mare, Demon, or Yude. Out of those ghosts, Phantom and Banshee need an EMF 5, which tells me that it is probably not a Phantom or Banshee. Another way you could do this too is just set it to EMF 5 and see what ghosts show up. Phantom and Banshee. But I like to keep my cheat sheet up. It helps me to keep track of information a lot faster. Because right now, because of the activity not spiking. Oh, and in case you don't know, I'll go ahead and say this for the newer players. This activity feed right here shows the total EMF readings added together inside of the house as a whole. Which means that if the ghosts like when the ghosts turn on the radio, we got an EMF level 2. That means that this would go up to a level 2. Then if he were to throw something, there would be a 3. So if the radio was on and he threw something, then it would jump up to about a 5, I believe. 4 or 5, one of the two. The math of it feels a little weird at times, but I think because EMF 1 doesn't mean anything, a level 2 actually goes to a 1. So if it's a level 3, then it would be a 2. So if there were both of them, then it would be at a 3, I guess. Yeah. I think I'm doing my math weird. Yeah, because if it jumps up to a 4, that's an EMF 5 reading. It's kind of weird, but that's how it works, because your EMF reader only picks up stuff technically from 1 to 4. It's always on the lowest one, which we'll call 0. So an EMF 5 reading is actually truly an EMF 4 in terms of the activity feed. So always subtract 1 from your math. I have to go through this myself too. I forget all the time. So me saying this is also a reminder to myself. Now, due to it never going up by a solid 4 ever, it's only been doing small little steps and never any like big gaps. I'm assuming not an EMF 5 right now. It could change that at any moment, as each time it interacts, it's only a 25% chance of leaving an EMF 5 reading. Due to this, I'm going to assume it's not those until proven otherwise. Once I start seeing bigger activity spikes, then we'll have to see. But for the time being, the other ghost types, 3 of them are spirit box. So I'm going to bring a spirit box since that covers a wide range of ghosts. And the next one I'll bring is also for the camera. Another thing I've noticed is my sanity did go down quite a bit, but I also think that was due to the generator going off. It is possible we are dealing with a Yude, which has a passive. I believe it's Yude. Has a passive. Yes, they have a stronger effect on people's sanity. So right now I may assume Yude, which I would need book and spirit orb for. So if I do not get a spirit box reaction when I'm up in the attic, there is a good chance that we are dealing with a Yude. And since I'm going to go ahead and walk towards, I'm going to bring the crucifix with me, just so we start preparing ourselves some safety net here. I may also decide to smudge stick at some point, but we'll have to see about that one. For now, I'll just throw the crucifix in the building, so it's somewhere. It won't really do much over here, since I am going to be bringing the spirit box instead. Okay, just making sure I know my rotation of items. So camera is, oh, really? Okay. So, okay, so I walked in and he did something and the lights went off. So I'm going to see what EMF reading we got on the activity feed, just so I don't have to walk really far. Okay, so again, it was only, he did a level 2, then he did another level 3, and that level 2 ended, and then here soon that level 3 is about to end, which means we're still not getting any EMF 5 readings. So he threw something and he turned the light on, which you can tell by reading this graph. The more you like realize what EMF readings are caused by what things, you can kind of guess what the ghost is doing. So I'm pretty convinced right now that it's not an EMF 5 and it's most likely a Yude, which of course, him turning off the lights is going to stall me a bit longer, because obviously I'm going to get that fixed to keep my sanity doing well. In the meantime, I will occasionally ask it, are you here? Because if it does respond, you know, even if it is at a very awkward range, it shouldn't be able to from this distance if it can, but it is still possible, just extremely unlikely. But, you know, in the rare chance it does happen, that would save me a lot of time, so it's worth doing. Are you here? Now, I could go out and loop around just to save myself some sanity probably. And actually, for future reference, I should probably do that to just come in where it is right away instead of walking through all of this. That would probably be very good for a lot of things. Actually, so much so, I may take one of my sanity pills now, just like really secure my sanity. Since I know where the ghost is, and I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that it's a Yude right now, I want to be on the safe side. However, if it is like a demon, I don't want to deal with being below at 60. Yeah, see, at 60% sanity already, that's a really strong loss in sanity. Still not getting any ridiculous readings either. So I want to make sure that we're doing good on our sanity, because that's going to be super important. I dropped my spirit box at the door, I think. I hope. I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know where I threw it, and that's gonna... Okay, there it is. Okay. Now, once I get the spirit box and bring it up, if we don't get any voice reactions from it, then we'll know that it's more than likely to be a Yude. I'm also gonna like be careful with what I say from this point on, so I'm gonna have to listen. So be ready for this. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Now, something I should do is turn off the lights, as that does affect its ability to respond. So let me do that real quick. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Okay, we're not getting a reading on that, which means that it most likely is living up to what I am expecting, a Yude. Due to my high sanity loss and the freezing temps, and that we're not getting EMF 5 readings on the total activity feed, or nothing that could appear to be in any way, shape, or form. I'm so far having to assume Yude just from the total of events that have happened. I'll just go ahead and bring this up, and then I'll go and bring the other one up, and then we'll bring a smudge stick to like really help protect ourselves from any hunts that are going to happen. It's very important that you protect yourself from hunts, especially if you're not sure which kind of ghost it is. There's a good chance it'll be able to catch you if you're not being careful. With how big this room is, it's a good thing that I brought 2 cameras, which I generally bring 2 just to be on the safe side. And there's a bug that happens so often, so I turn the camera off and on to make sure that it is on. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light off, because since I have to go all the way to the van to check for or to pick up the next camera, I may as well check the camera that's already set up to see if I catch any spirit orbs. Oh, he threw something. I just heard that happen, so maybe we'll get a good EMF reading too while we're at it. But we'll find out when we get to the activity feed. He's definitely getting a lot more active, which is very peculiar from the beginning where he was doing nothing, which honestly in some ways made me want to think he was like a territorial ghost, just because now that we've been getting closer. But no, it looks like he just threw something and then he threw something again. He's just mad at whatever he threw. My goodness. All right, so here is a good, very wide view of the room. And unfortunately, spirit orbs are a bit finicky. And wait, haven't, oh, I don't know if you saw that, but he threw something in view of the camera. So he is not happy that I put a camera in his room at all, or her room. It's Nancy. Yeah. This ghost is not happy in the slightest that this is happening. And by the way, notice this EMF reader. When we saw it thrown, you see it's a level 3, but it goes up to a 2 because 0 or the 1 is technically a 0. It's kind of weird how they do that, but it's true. So now we are not getting a spirit orb, which is a bit concerning because there is no ghost that is like booking fingerprints, and it's not given not a single EMF 5 reading. Nothing has spiked up to a 4. It's only gone like up 1 then to 4, which is not a EMF 5 reading. Looks like he messed with some lights or something else. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this other camera up. My dog is behind me and just like sneezed or something, and that startled the snot out of me. I was not ready for that. So I should check my sanity too while I'm here to see the loss of sanity from the time I was up there and down. That is such a huge amount of sanity loss. I'm really thinking it's a U-Day right now because I am keeping my cells in lit rooms. There are lights on as I'm making my way up. It is I'm like very cautious to, like, my whole path is lit here, as you can see, so nothing is like, it shouldn't be going down that. Oh, you son of a gun, you. He knows. They know exactly what they're doing. This ghost a jerk. All right, I'm probably gonna just cut this part out of me just looping around here because I actually don't know if I can come into the walk around the house this way, but if I can, this will be a lot safer to turn on the stupid generator. Or maybe I won't cut this out because it looks like I am correct. Oh, I thought I was gonna be wrong and I'd have to just come back and be like, yeah, that was wrong. I'm right. You can just loop around, which this is a godsend. This is gonna save me a lot of sanity. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a quick BRB. This will be cut out for just a second. My dog's acting up. I think someone just got home, so I don't want the recording to be too messed up. So BRB for you, it'll just be a okay. And we're back. Sorry about that, but I had to take care of things that happened in real life. So hopefully the ghost didn't do too much shenanigans while I was gone. I may watch the footage too and see if it did, just out of curiosity. I doubt that I would have been able to see anything, but you never know. I'm gonna go ahead and check the activity feed one more time just to make sure it's not doing anything. It's a little bit strange. He or she or whatever it is doing things when I'm not around, and the ghost isn't any of the territorial types like the Oni or the Jinn, so it's a bit strange to me that it's not done any of this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll bring the fingerprint gun a bit closer just so I don't have to like travel as fast. I'm gonna go up and down and try to get some fingerprint readings as well as checking for a spirit orb. So I'll bring this up all the way first and then leave it on up at the top, and we'll check for fingerprints, and then I'll come back for this camera here and we'll set it up in the room. Now I'm still leaning on the chance that this is a U-Day just because of how ridiculously fast my sanity is going down. It could just also be because I'm unprofessional and I haven't had the chance to play unprofessional for a little while. So I've been playing with friends or whatever on amateur. I did not turn the lights on up here. That may have been a bad choice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna even come down here and say, yeah, let's fix that. I am not gonna stay in a dark room with a ghost that's already hurting my sanity this strongly. Now, I am not picking up a whole lot here, and one of my achievements, or objectives I should say, is to get it to walk on salt. So I'm actually going to bring the other camera here, since it's basically right over here, set it up, turn off the lights, come back down, check again for an orb, and if I don't find an orb, we'll come back up with salt. Well, we'll come back up with salt anyways, and then we will look for footprints, as well as getting that objective done. So we can also use that to like double confirm if it is or is not in this room. Putting it in the furthest back parts of the room here as well is a good way to make sure you're basically encompassing the whole room and have a greater chance of catching that spirit orb as well. We'll come back and we'll put salt. I forgot to bring glow sticks. I normally like to pair glow sticks with my salt, but it'll just have to be what it'll have to be. I'm also going to leave the camera here, so if I want to take pictures of stuff, I can come back and just grab that. Now I can bring 2 items instead. This will be good to also bring a smudge stick if I want to bring a smudge stick up next, just to make sure, because I'm going to run out of sanity pills at some point here. And I'm going to want to prevent the ghost from hunting me. And that's what smudge sticks will do. And smudge sticks also come with the benefit of increasing ghost activity, which right now, as we can tell, he doesn't like to do a whole lot except hurt my sanity to flippin' oblivion. I'm just I left the light on like an idiot. All right, chat. All right, guys. Viewing this, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this walk real quick for you, save you the trouble. I'm going up, turning the light off, and coming back down. I decided, since I was going up there anyways, to bring the salt and a lit candle just to help with some sanity and maybe some ways to detect a ghost. So in case you're wondering if this happens to be of any use later on, that will be why. There you go. Back to the time skip, and we're back. Okay, so I skipped a lot of time there. If I didn't show you, I brought a candle and some salt up as well, just to save myself some pain. I'm not seeing any spirit orbs, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. It just means we are not seeing one. This is a most unfortunate circumstance. I am having a really hard time discovering where this ghost is. I was thinking for a little bit that he was like, I don't think my cursor's showing. You can't really see the circle very well, but like in this like back cornerish area, that's where he like threw something in front of the camera, was like on this side. So to the right of that camera, to the left here. So like if I came up the stairs and came all the way to the back, then I'd come over into this corner over here, basically. If you guys know what I mean at all, maybe I'll just like highlight it. I don't know. He has not, or she, or it, or this ghost is not. Oh, it walked through our salt though. So we know it walked through the salt. That's a good sign. Is Wraith is an option here. And activity did go up a little bit. If it is a Wraith, and it's possible it's a Wraith, it might increase in activity. Now is a good time to figure that out. Unfortunately though, because of its lack of activity, it's going to be really hard for me to get fingerprints. We also did not get a spirit box reading, which is a little peculiar. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do, just to be on the safe side, the last piece of evidence that we aren't distinctly looking for is the book. And so I'm going to go ahead and just bring 2 books up and throw them down into 2 different parts of the room. I generally like to try and put them in view of the cameras so we can just see if it writes in the book through the camera without putting ourselves at high risk. Sometimes though, you are in a situation where you can't really do that, and you'll just have to make do with coming up every so often to check on the book. But since I do have 2 cameras and 2 books, and the room is huge, shouldn't be too difficult to pull off. I'm going to turn the light on so I'm not losing nearly as much sanity. He did step on this salt. Did he stepped on? Wow. Dang. You like to step in salt, don't you? If that's the case, I may put this near where the salt was, like kind of in this like middle area here. And I'll even throw the extra salt down just to, you know, be on the safe side. I'm also going to look one more time for fingerprints. This room, I don't really know exactly where fingerprints can be found in this room particularly, but we will look for it. One last thing too, since we do have the spirit box here. Are you here? Are you here? Write in the book. Show me a sign. Are you here? I'm gonna go ahead and duck down really fast for just a minute. This is basically useless. And I'll bring this with me so I have just a little bit more sanity while I'm asking it questions. Are you here? Are you here? It's saying nothing detected. Yeah, he probably is not a spirit box type. All right, well, let's go ahead and look for the orb one more time. And I'll bring this around just to ask it a few more times in other locations. Like, are you here? Are you here? Oops. Ah, shoot. Are you here? Are you here? Okay, well, he's not talking to me, so it's hard to get a reaction from this ghost right now, but I can, I'm gonna have to leave that off because we're gonna go check for more, again, for spirit orbs and stay in the safety of our truck while we look for some fingerprint, not fingerprint, for some ghost writing. I think I only put one in, shoot. Hello, this is me after the recording. I just now realized that my audio broke and it did not record the gameplay audio thanks to a Windows update. So I will be voicing over what happens during this hunt. I immediately shut up and hid somewhere. If you talk during a ghost hunt, the ghost will be alerted and is more likely to find and catch you. I'm also making sure to check my flashlight and my radio every so often to hear if the hunt has ended. On top of this, I am staring at the door that I closed, so if the ghost comes through it, it will give me a heartbeat sound alerting me of the ghost's presence and entrance. If I hear this heartbeat, then I will make a run for it to try and stall as much time as I possibly can till the end of the hunt to try not to get caught. While the ghost is on this parole, I am also listening for footstep speed in case it is a ghost that can run faster. I am now going to go ahead and bring you back to the game. Okay. Oh dear. Get me out. Okay. So, he started a hunt. Was not ready for that to happen. I am very curious how low my sanity is right now. Okay, low enough for me to go ahead and eat some pills here, because I was not ready for that hunt to happen. Since they've hunted me once, I am inclined to assume that it will want to do it again, which is most unfortunate. Oh, okay. He just kicked the book and did not write in it, which doesn't necessarily mean, but it basically means that it is not a ghost that will write in a book, which is completely eradicating my Yude theory. And I truly am not sure what to think right now. I have not gotten a single EMF 5 reading on this activity feed. This room is the heart. I hate the attic. Ghost in the attic. I'm still trying to figure this room out. I have yet to find any fingerprints but I'm not sure if there are or are not in. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, no. Ah, that's an EMF 4 reading. I thought maybe just finally we got an EMF 5 on this activity feed. I was so excited. I would have made this so much easier if it were a phantom or a banshee. But I don't think it's a banshee, because they don't follow normal hunting rules. They would have hunted a long time ago already. We are not getting a single, we're not getting any spirit orb, like, at all. It looks like the lights are a little bit glitched here too. Some of the lights are sicking through the room here, which is going to make finding spirit orbs even more painful. Now, something I can do is I could take the cameras and make them point at different angles. They said they had updated the game and made the spirit orb more central to the room, to where if you pointed it near the center of the room, you were more inclined to get a spirit orb. And normally with rooms, I say point them at the doorway, but with this room, there's no real doorway. So where you're supposed to point the camera is something I have yet to truly figure out with the attic. So we have a few options here. Since it hunted me, I think now would be a good time to go ahead and start setting up some safety gear. So definitely bringing the crucifix up into the attic will be of great use to us. Bringing the smudge stick and hopefully purifying it. I have no means to really tell if I'm going to successfully purify. Oh, hello. Let's see. 1, 2, 2. So this guy just like interacted with 4 things in a row, but this is not enough for an EMF 5 reading. But this is actually making me think it's a wraith. And hear me out. We have not gotten it to interact this much with anything in a long time. The reason I'm thinking this has happened is we have made it step in salt about, you know, three salt piles, three times it stepped in salt. So the next thing for me to do for evidence to determine if it's a wraith, since I can't get fingerprints and fingerprints, pretty much any of the evidences other than freezing temperatures and no EMF 5 or is pretty much the only evidence I know right now. We could set up 2 things. We could try to get it to hunt us and step in salt. If it's hunting us and steps in salt, the hunt ends. So if a hunt ends early, the wraith, and we can put salt up in its room and look for footprints. If it steps in the salt and there are no footprints, we got ourselves a wraith. Then I will look for the spirit box evidence to reaffirm that if we don't get footprints. So I'm going to go in one more time. May as well bring an extra object with me. I guess I'll set up the motion sensor for no other reason than to help me keep track of the ghost's position for a smudge stick later on. By setting one up, or by setting this up in the room, it'll tell me when the ghost passes by it. So if the ghost activates it, I can guarantee a smudge stick activation, which will be really nice. Now that he has calmed down a little bit, we're going to take this opportunity to go in. We have to turn on some lights, which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to set this motion sensor. Unfortunately, this room is the worst when it comes to motion sensor placement, because you can't place it on stuff like these boxes. You have to like come over to the wall, which makes it really just awful. There's really nowhere good you can place it in this room, in my personal opinion. Maybe over like here, perhaps. There's just really not a whole lot of good places you can put it at. So the next thing I'm gonna... Oh, we got writing. Never mind. I'm not thinking it's a wraith anymore, because it can't be. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and leave that there. I don't know what I'm doing. So now I don't feel safe with salt anymore, so I'm just gonna go ahead and literally I'll throw some down there, but you know, this ain't protecting me at all. So not a wraith. Good to know. I guess after starting a hunt on me, he felt like writing in the book. So that narrows down our options significantly. And now I'm back on the I think it's a Yude train. 2 reasons. One, let's go ahead and put ghostwriting. Demon or Yude? One, a demon requires a spirit box, which I can just show you real quick, just to show you I'm not insane. I need spirit box, ghostwriting and freezing. The Yude, I need ghost orb. Ghost orbs are more finicky than spirit box. Spirit box, if it's gonna talk, it will pretty much talk. The other thing is my sanity dropping ridiculously fast. I lose way too much sanity in that room. And the fact that it's a demon, demons have a higher chance to hunt. At 70% sanity, I am at risk of a hunt with a demon. With a Yude, not so much. My biggest risk with a Yude is the fact that it can just lower my sanity ridiculously fast to where it could start a hunt in the same kind of way, just differently, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm thinking about bringing a candle with me instead of a flashlight. However, the flashlight did save my life because I don't have friends. I'm not using the radio, so I won't have that audio cue to help me detect a hunt right off the bat. Candles will definitely help with sanity loss. But I really want to try and smudge stick. If I can get a smudge stick off, then I'll have a minute of a minute and 30 seconds of safety. So I think that's the better call here, to try and get a smudge stick off. And just to be like extra safe, it's probably a waste at this point, but we're at the end of the hunt at this moment. We just need 1 piece of evidence. So I'm gonna go ahead and top myself off with 100% sanity. This will make its chances of hunting me next to non-existent, unless it's a demon. And I should be a lot safer. Also, having the smudge stick on me, if it does catch up to me, I can activate it and mess up the ghost's hunt. That's the camera. Okay. I was curious what that red light was. It keeps attracting me, and I've never, like, again, I'm not familiar with this specific farmhouse. It's actually kind of different for me. This is my first time in this one. Now, if we do get a spirit box reaction, I will be very surprised, actually. But I don't think it'll happen. I truly don't. Because it hasn't yet. That's the biggest thing, right? Like, it hasn't yet. He wrote in both books, dude. Can't run. Oh, hello. You're around here somewhere. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just try. I don't know where he is specifically, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try to purify. I don't think I got it. That's a little unfortunate. Okay, well, I did try my best. I hope it works, because I'm gonna go ahead and readjust these cameras at different angles. I think I heard the EMF go off, but I'm not hearing it at this distance, so I don't think so. It's kind of hard to say. These are kind of odd angles for the cameras, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I'm gonna get them. I'm just gonna like keep trying these at different angles, and we'll see what we can get from it. Bring this up to the very corner, and then we'll get out as quickly as we can. The more time we waste in this house, the more sanity we lose, and the more likely it is to start a hunt, and we do not want it to do that. So get ourselves out of here. I can't assume that the smudge stick worked. Always assume it didn't work unless you know for sure. Like if you have an objective that says purify it, or things of that nature, or like you have sensors that detected it was there, or footprints. If you get footprints on salt, then you can purify it, guaranteed, because you know where it's stepping, which is a very good way to catch the ghost. I may even bring my last salt pile and the light there to guarantee a catch on it. I did not double check my cameras. Thank goodness they weren't turned off. But the light, go figure, my luck, was left on. So I have to go back and turn it off. I've already lost over 10% sanity. That is, yep, that's the story of my life. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the next the second smudge stick here. It cannot hurt since I brought 4 and for this very purpose. So better to have it and be safe than not have it and be sorry. Since there's nothing else really worth bringing up at this point either. I could bring up the salt instead and try to set up a footprint cap. Actually, you know what? I might just do that. I'll bring up the salt. And I'm going to kind of like do a weird thing here. This may look weird at first why I'm doing it this way, but just bear with me for just a minute and it'll all make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that. Don't scare me like that. I said the trigger word. Oh, that's my fault. So there are certain words that the entity in this building responds to, and one of those is the G word. Don't say the G word. Or the S word or any of that stuff. It will find you for doing that. It's not worth it. So what I am about to do here, I have the purple flashlight. It's on the ground, the UV light, and I'm going to put stuff down. Where did it go? Here it is. So once I come back up, I'll have this. I can, dude, he is hissy fit, bruh. I think I actually did purify him because he's kind of mad. Dude. So I'm going to set the salt down so I can catch it, and then with that we will let's kind of get it somewhere where it's like easy to see, like here, and then I'll do this and we'll put it there. We know he's walked here before, and now we just kind of play the waiting game, honestly. Maybe ask it, are you here? And now we just really hope that it doesn't start a hunt on us. That's the biggest thing. If it starts a hunt, we're gonna have a really bad time. Are you here? Nothing detected. I'm pretty sure this is a Yude. If we can get it to step in the salt, we'll be having a real good time. Now, I do have the lights on, which could be affecting its ability to talk to me right now. So I could bring like my candle up here instead. It's been lit this whole time, which is pretty impressive. And if you didn't already see my one video, I stared at a candle for 15 minutes straight to see if it actually comes off. It only does if the entity walks past it, then it would blow it out. But otherwise, it does not. So I know it's not come down those stairs, because it would have blown that out ages ago. Are you here? I'm not getting it to step in the salt right now, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm hanging out by the stairs right now just to be on the safer side. So if it does start something, I can go ahead and leave at a moment's notice. I only got 2 pictures. I could be looking for more, but because of the fast sanity drop and being by myself and just trying to show you guys how to do the hunt in Farmhouse, I'm trying to save a bit of time. I will actually make a video distinctly about maximizing your income, so it'll be less about catching the ghost and more about just getting objectives and pictures. Pictures are your biggest source of money in this game. Sure, getting the ghost is obviously valuable, especially in bigger houses like the Farmhouse, but it is better to just get pictures. Really, it really is. Pictures equals more money, just period. Pictures and side objectives, which are normally easier to do than finding the ghost half the time. I keep saying the G word. I need to stop. It's gonna get triggered. They just don't like me anymore. Are you here? No, if we're gonna keep this up, I'm gonna just say screw it. I'm gonna purify kind of like elsewhere, and I'm gonna move my cameras. Oh wait, I think I was supposed to turn the light off and go check the cameras. I don't want to waste the salt though. I placed it. I want to get a guaranteed purify. I would love to get a guaranteed purify right now. I've not had to ever wait this long for it to step in salt before. I hate giant rooms. They're the worst. Are you here? Okay, let me go check on my sanity. I'd rather go check on my sanity right now and waste the salt and look at the cameras, which, oh, thank goodness I said that, because that would have been another wasted trip. If he does step on it while I'm gone, I will be a bit sad, but whatever. I'll just do a gamble, purify, and hope it works. And we'll just... Heck. Wait. Oh, did my crucifix work? Oh. Sweet Namma Jamma. I think my crucifix worked. Hold on. I have an achievement for it, so we're about to find out. Or was he just pranking me? Was he pranking me? Wait, there's no way. There's no way it's EMF 5. It's spiked up like it is, but there's no way. I did not stop him with the crucifix. Okay. Yeah, I see you flickering the light over there, buddy. He's not... There's just no orb at all. I'm curious if I bring one downstairs, because sometimes it like goes through walls and is finicky like that. I'm also borderline willing to gamble. I am at 50% sanity and out of pills, which is a little bit sad. He also pulled a big prank on me and 100% closed the door, made me think a hunt was starting. I'm pretty sure I saw my light flicker. I'm more than confident that a hunt had started, so I don't know why it canceled, but the activity didn't go to a 10, so it wasn't a hunt. I don't know. I genuinely, I don't know. Oh, he broke the lights again. But in a way, this kind of helps, because darker rooms are easier to see the spirit orb in. Oh, no, never mind. Was he... What is he doing? How are lights flickering without any activity feed? That's really strange. I need... This is one thing I haven't discovered yet. If anyone in chat knows, what causes the lights to flicker? Is it the ghost's presence? Is it getting more powerful? Is it because of your sanity? I've been noticing like the ghost will flicker lights, but it doesn't trigger activity. So why do lights flash? Is it like an event because a ghost hunt started? Oh, yes, there it is. Okay, we found it. I was convinced and I was right. It is... Hold on. Let me go ahead and ghost orb. It is absolutely a terrible drum roll, but you get the idea. A Yude. I had my suspicions from the very beginning just because of how fast my sanity drops. If you notice, if you're keeping lights on and candles and other things and not staying in dark rooms, your sanity shouldn't drop hardly at all. So if you're losing 10 to 20 sanity in a trip in the house while it's being well lit and well taken care of, there's a good chance you are dealing with a ghost that affects sanity, especially a Yude. So if you know you have freezing temps and Yude is an option and sanity's dropping kind of a little too fast, definitely consider Yude. I hope you've learned a few things. Reading this activity feed is definitely a huge help. Notice it cannot, these readings tell us there is no way. Like it's only going up by like twos, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? Like these are all EMF 3 readings. That means he just like threw a bunch of stuff because he's mad that we discovered he's a Yude. And we're not gonna go back in. But if you don't ever see it spike up to the number 4, like we kind of saw earlier when it pulled that epic prank on us, if it never does that, then you know it can't be an EMF 5 rating, so you can cancel out any EMF 5 ghosts, which is a good way to help you in that regard. The other thing you can look out for, obviously, is sanity loss, but also ghost behavior. This ghost is actually really low in activity and stuff, and he honestly does a lot more when I'm not in the house, which is kind of spirit-like, but if you can memorize a lot of the ghosts' behavioral patterns, you'll start to recognize certain ghosts behave certain ways. They have preferences on what they like to interact with and do, whether it be lights, throwing things, and what have you. How aggressive they are, how likely they are to hunt. excuse me. I'm doing this kind of later in the evening. So that is how you farm, or not farm, how you hunt on Farmhouse. I got the words backwards there. I was about to say how you farm on Hunt House. Oh, that would have been a doozy. So there you go. We only got 2 pictures in. I was hoping I found another voodoo doll. I didn't find it in time. And being on a professional map, I doubt I was going to find one anytime soon. I could also try to get it to stop my hunt with a crucifix, but I only have the one, and it's in the biggest room in the house. So my chances of actually doing that are non-existent. The ghost is also nowhere near a sink, so we're probably not going to get dirty water, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to show you guys how much money you make if you get all of this plus some pictures on a professional run on Farmhouse, but we'll just have to do with this. And for the final moments before the end of our hunt, let's go ahead and see if we get shit. And sometimes it'll cross off the whiteboard early when we have it right. Tell me I hope I had it checked on you today. I would have cried. Okay, we did. Okay, we did. Whew. And there we go. See our photos. The bone is worth $5, I think, and I guess the interaction was worth $10. So between the 2 of those, we got 25. Insurance is a bug. Not sure what's happening there. So if we subtracted that, we actually would have made $135 because insurance doesn't get the multiplier. So we made $10, $20, $30, $45 times 3, which again would have been $135, which is pretty good. So if you are a solo player and you want to play in Farmhouse and make yourself some money, and you don't even have to do it on professional. If you do it on amateur, you'll have a lot more time to get used to the hunting atmosphere and figure out like the places the ghost can be in Farmhouse, figure out where the voodoo dolls are, have that 5-minute window range to help yourself out. But in the event that you can do professional, it will definitely give you a lot more experience. I leveled up, I think twice. I think I was 68 when I started this. And I made $135, which now I am sitting on 3,380. The more you do these professional hunts and get a lot of pictures and stuff, the more money you start to sit on. Now that you've seen me hunt solo on professional in the Farmhouse, it should be a lot easier for you to play on your own, especially if you're going on beginner difficulties like amateur or intermediate with that setup phase. If that ghost is giving you a hard time getting that last piece of evidence, sometimes it's a good idea to just stick to your gut and make a guess based on what you think it was because of missing evidence or certain behavioral patterns like sanity loss, such as we had with the Uday today. If this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. YouTube really likes likes. And while you're at it, do make sure to hit the subscribe and bell notification buttons if you want to see more tips, tricks, guides, and professional gameplay in Phasmophobia. I will be making more videos about how to do solo hunts, do challenge runs, solving the ghost without evidence, as well as looking into new content that comes out, changes, and other advanced things to help you become a better Phasmo hunter. And if you ever want to ask me questions live or just hang out with an awesome community, you can hop on my Twitch channel every Friday and Saturday, link in the description below. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Ninja Ninja out. Smoke bomb.